Hello, y'all. It's 7:13 p.m. So I'm feeling like, sick and tired of being scared and being forced to bite my tongue in order to survive or try to prevent people from losing more respect for me. So I basically don't have much of really anybody, maybe a couple of people, but generally, I don't have really much of anybody, you know, for support. I mean, and then people always change their opinion about you, or they always change what they think or whatever. Somebody can be rooting for you and supporting you one day, and then maybe overnight they're totally against you. So I'm mad enough that I pretty much kind of feel like I want to just break away from the temp service too, because um Friday, the gay guy at the temp service, Trey, he acted like as if he was very much on my side about everything. And now today he's switching his tune, and he seemed like he got frustrated and got an attitude with me and started to defend Miss Pam, and they all try to make it like as if I'm just quitting because I'm mad because quitting because I don't like Mr. John. But as I said, it's deeper than that. But it's like Friday, at the lady at the temp service, Amy, I felt like as if Trey was on my side more than Amy on Friday, and now today is looking like a flip flop. Like she acting like she was on my side today, and the Trey guy seemed like he was, you know, acting like he was defending Miss Pam, and Miss Pam tried to tell me, about consequences for your actions and defending Miss Brenda before I even told her what happened for the day. Because I don't know how long she knew Miss Brenda for, but she'll make like it, you know, seem like as if she must know Miss Brenda very well. But she said Miss Brenda's a nice person, but it's like, of course she's gonna be nice to you because you're one of the supervisors. So of course she's gonna be more respectful. But I mean, so it's like they want, like Amy was telling me last week and I think the week before that I should um report everything that Mr. John does. But it's like, why should I if y'all gonna side with him anyway? And y'all making it like as if as if Mr. John was really trying to help me and stuff. Today, what I posted earlier today, the gang stalking part one. How's that trying to help me if you're perping me? So Mr. John likes to do flip flop and like, you know, trying to do a mix up of love and hate. Certain narcissistic abusers do that, but others do like total hate and total abuse. But me sitting here, as I said, I can't tell them about the gang stalking because they'll be telling the whole story and telling the whole truth, the full truth, and nothing but the truth. If I would have included the gang stalking talk, so I'm pretty much, I don't know if bewildered is the right word, but um, all I'll say is I'm confused. But it's like it seemed like as if Amy was trying to. I don't know if maybe I got what she said mixed up or a little confused, but it seemed like she was trying to say that if I didn't complete the assignment, the temp assignment, then they were gonna DNR me, meaning do not return. So if they praise me and for being such a good worker, but I'm supposed to sit and tolerate abuse and bullying, and now Miss Brenda's doing it too. Like, come on. So, you know, I'm just they have like only one coworker that didn't act like he was participating in a gang stalking, and that's Mr. William. But the other three, Miss Brenda and Mr. John and Miss Creola's the temp right along with me. But it's like I I kind of figured that Miss Brenda was pissed at me, real mad at me because of the idea that they had to. But you know what? Maybe Mr. John and Miss Creola probably poisoned her head and made her act that way because the last time when I got mad and left after immediately like after I got into the argument with Mr. John, um Miss Brenda didn't seem like she was mad at me, but now she thinks she can get all gangster on me and huff and puff and fold her arms and look at me like she want to fight me and stuff, you know. But she wanted to was not shy in wanting me to know that I'm hated and not wanted at that job. You know, I never saw Miss Brenda act this way. So I don't even know if and Mr. John and Miss Brenda, for them to be such far in age, I don't know how old Miss Brenda is, but she looks like she's over 85, and Mr. John looks like he's about fucking, probably about 60, or maybe between 60 and 65. But Miss Brenda looked like she could be like 80, between 85 and 90 years old. She's real freaking old. But you would swear that they're friend. I mean, you would swear that they're related, or I don't. That they're not related, but you would swear that they're related. Um, or you would swear that they're related, or that they're it's strange that they're super close. But that first Friday, because I think I started working there on a Tuesday or Wednesday, and it was, it wasn't until that Friday that day we had to go early, like 10 o'clock in the morning to work that day because they had like a staff meeting or something, and the kids didn't have school, I don't think. And so Miss Brenda was instructed to, kind of help me out or whatever. And she reminded me so much of the biological mom, Frances, even though she's a white lady. But I thought that day, wow, Mr. John, I thought he treated her like shit, you know. But he acted like he was mad with the world that day, you know. He doesn't even walk like he broke any ribs recently. But I heard he was out for a while because he supposedly broke his ribs or something like that. And but here this bastard's freaking gang stalking and perping me, you know. And he thinks nothing of what he's doing. Like he doesn't see anything wrong with what he's doing. And so I thought it was that Monday, but I guess it must have been that Tuesday or Wednesday, like October 12th or something. Because I don't remember what day I started at the middle school. But at the high school, I started September 23rd. And I can't remember. I thought I was just going to be there for the day, but then they decided to make me over there long term at the middle school. So trying to remember. So I guess it was somewhat mid-October, beginning of mid-October, that I started to work at the middle school. But like after 5 o'clock, I got total quiet time, and I would love that quiet time, total quiet and peace into myself. But after that Travis Scott motherfucking situation, I started to feel like kind of scared to be by myself, or scared of the dark, and I thought nothing of being like scared or anything before the Travis Scott thing happened. But I was battling depression because of the online gang stalking and threats and harassment and stuff. And then I realized after that I started to feel a whole lot better after I closed every avenue that they have to access me. So here I'm dealing with Mr. John. Workplace mobbing, workplace bullying, and gang stalking go hand in hand. I mean, for all I know, they could be lying about Mr. John working there for 3 years. He probably was just an actor, and they probably lied. Probably, I don't know, I'm just speculating. Probably lied and said that, oh, he was there for 3 years. Probably all in on it. But maybe it was the truth that he was there for 3 years. I don't know, but all I knew was he was out, from work on when I started there, and I don't remember if it was a Tuesday or a Wednesday, but I think I worked there for like 2 days. Um, and then next thing you know, they decided to make me work there permanently. But as I said, when I was working at the high school, I was working there. It was permanent. I'm sorry. It was What am I saying? When I was working at the high school, I had it made. Like, not exactly, but I started to, like, after the first couple of weeks, I started to feel confident enough that I started to try to looking for a permanent place to live, and trying to look for a car and stuff like that. You know, but then after they moved me to the middle school, and then they shortened our hours, and it's like I just barely have enough. All I have is just enough to stay here, at this motel. You know, all I have is just enough to stay at this motel. But you know, all I do is go to work and then come back home. Well, so I mean, all I do is go to work and then come back home. And before I had got my laptop last weekend, not this Saturday, but the Saturday before, got my laptop, I would go to the library, or I would go shopping when I need to, grocery shopping or something. But no, I mean, or I would go like once a month to mainland Pensacola to go and like handle certain business or run certain errands or something like that. But so it's like I wonder. I'm sitting here like Mr. John was perping me with that homeless talk when he just, and then a narcissistic perp who would trying to entangle me in a conversation and then ask me nosy questions about my personal business. Like, why should it matter to you where I live at? I don't know where you live at, and you're never going to tell me where you live at. So why do you feel like you need to ask me questions like, oh, you're still staying at the motel down the street? And then next thing you know, Miss Creola knows about it. And now, Miss Brendan them gave her my phone number against my permission, and Like I didn't have a Miss Brenda treated me like I didn't have a right to get mad at that, you know. So Miss Pam, when I told her about Miss Brenda invading my personal space and coughing on me and stuff, Miss Pam tried to defend Miss Brenda and say that, oh well, just like you have certain things with your disability, now you have to make concessions for her, and oh, her coughing on you, you just gotta overlook it. Well, motherfucker, you don't want nobody, you wouldn't want somebody coughing on you. And Miss Pam herself had freaking coughed on me, you know, without covering her mouth like numerous times as well when I had to work alongside her. But me just trying to stay quiet and trying not to say nothing, but Miss Pam used to make, the clinking and smacking noise with her gum, and that would hurt my ears, and she said that she would chew gum to stop her from coughing so much or whatever. But I don't know. I mean, there are still certain things I can't even say everything like I really would like to say everything, but I didn't even tell like everything that's going on, every single little thing in my videos, and then me trying to respect and protect the kids, was the reason why I had to bite my tongue on certain things, or you know, and and it's like I even had today a gang stalker who monitor me on the school campus. At least two or three of or more, at least two or more of them. They wait till I approach the front door of the building, and then they drive off with no kids in the car. So the kids walking around in and out and stuff, I can't publicly expose that because, you know, I don't want the kids to be violated. So, but, dealing with people who come on the campus and gang stalk and monitor me, and they try to blend in with and they be driving around in like brand new, nice ass shit, gang stalking my struggling and poor ass, you know. So Mr. John doesn't think anything of what he does to me, like with the gang stalking. And now it seems like he basically got Miss Brenda to join in. I kind of been suspected from the beginning that she was a perp. And here the online perp sitting there condemning me and falsely accusing me of elderly abuse and stuff like that. For standing up to her violating my boundaries in my space. So I'm just kind of angry and a little confused, that I mean, it seemed like everybody acting like as if they were rooting for me and they like how well that I worked and everything like that. They liked how well I worked, and I don't even know if they just wanted to like build me up just so that they can tear me down. But I felt like I would have been done, even though I probably would have been sleeping on the streets by now. No, because I had already paid Friday, so I would have still been here, But I guess I was at work for like probably like an hour and a half or 2 hours, and then it was kind of like after 2 o'clock. I got angry and I decided to leave because Miss Pam made me angry by telling me there are consequences for your actions, and come on, trying to tell me that there are consequences for your actions and saying that me getting angry and leaving is the reason why basically Miss Brenda and them have a right to get mad at me and stuff. So I mean, so that made me like shoot through the roof, kind of mad because you didn't even get to. She didn't even get to hear what Miss Brenda did to me. But then she would just try to make whatever exceptions or excuses for Miss Brenda, But if if they say Miss Brenda and Mr. John don't do their jobs properly, but here I gotta be the one that's DNR. But they're with the main company, but I'm considered the temp. But I used to work for that same company before. So they had me, even though after I said I quit, they still wanted me to fill out the job application, and I got a rejection letter. Amy told me nothing about that you have to complete a certain amount of hours before they can hire you. So why did they even have me waste my time to fill out the application to work for the main company? But then they said that there was another project or something, another assignment opening up pretty soon at the base center or whatever. And Trey was telling me one thing, Amy was telling me another. So they made it like as if they wanted to root for me and like they really want to help me and stuff like that. And so it seems like spilling the beans or exposing the truth or being a whistleblower, people make it like as if I deserve to be punished with being back on the streets again. Like society, speaking in general. Even another so-called target earlier this year, I had an altercation with him. Well, we didn't argue back and forth, but he told me certain things that made me upset. And, you know, he was trying to make it like as if, oh, if you're going to speak out or expose, any of your gang stalking, then accept the consequences that come with it. You know, so I got mad and didn't talk to him for a long time. But it's like, well, I'm pretty sure he would get, you know, I'm pretty sure he would you know feel bad if he got persecuted for speaking out against what he's going through too. So it's like basically Amy was trying to make it like when I told her I'm surprised they didn't fire Mr. John but for bullying me, but it seemed like she was trying to make it like as if as if you know she didn't say that, but she was trying to think it would be nonsensical for Mr. John to get fired behind me and I'm the temp. Like, but I mean, temp or regular employee, you shouldn't bully anybody. You shouldn't even be bullying nobody. You're too old for that shit. I mean, if you're in your 60s, but he does. Even he was gang stalking super fucking hard, but he didn't even tell me anything today. But he had all the fucking gang stalking activity, and maybe it was him and Miss Brenda and Miss Creola. That must have been a street theater act because it was weird for me to see them parked over there, and then just before I come, Miss Brenda get out of her car to go sit in the back seat where of Mr. John's vehicle, and then he's sitting there, looked like he was digging for something, and then he had that one headlight at the bottom, not the fog light thing, but another little small little orange headlight on that video. So it's like I was trying to tell y'all, I think it was last night, I was trying to tell y'all about how Miss Brenda, just because she's disabled and old doesn't mean that she's incapable of participating in gang stalking. So and others as well in my past that I've come across or dealt with. So I've seen other targeted individuals, you know, show perps and elderly perps in a wheelchair and a cane gang stalking them too. Because it's like people try to make like if Miss Brenda's so that disabled, but she's still able to drive a car. After her two aneurysms, I don't know about that. Or supposedly two brain surgeries. But I don't even know if that was a street theater act what Mr. John and them did earlier. Like, and it's like they wanted me to see that. So it's like it seemed like so many of them. It's like wow, but at the high school, it seemed like they loved me more than at the middle school. Like at the middle school, they be freaking like the cafeteria ladies are stingy and mean about the lunch, even if I offered to pay. So you know, oh, they want me to hear that. Damn, I'm trying to interrupt my train of thought. So anyway, it's like I had to keep silent for a while about what I'm going through. So if they said Mr. Lonnie was supposed to pay $4,000 to buy me out and that he was desperate and willing to buy me out, well, he never had any of these discussions with me. But you know, like after when he popped up unexpectedly on Wednesday and he had a brief little talk with me, and after that, I felt a sour taste in my mouth about him. And then I'm hearing about how people saying that he liked me so much and that he wanted me, you know, that he wanted to get me hired on to the main company and stuff. And so I only met him twice. And so it's like he was had his mind made up to believe and defend Mr. John. And I'm like, this is some fucked up shit. Like I was so angry and mad, and I felt like and he even told me straight up he was gonna let Mr. John be the lead. I'm like, what? If they said that Mr. John doesn't work that great, that alone, like, why would you let him be the lead? I don't want the position for 50 cents more, but he already, you know, like y'all gonna sit there and feed his demonic ego even more that he wants to take Mr. Verdi's place and and now he got that position as lead. So, when Mr. Verdi would be gone, Mr. John would try to talk and act like him, sit in Mr. Verdi's desk and prop his legs up on the desk, and he'll park where Mr. Verdi parks after Mr. Verdi leaves, or he was trying to say certain phrases like Mr. Verdi would say, or try to copy off Mr. Verdi with whistling and stuff. And it's like, is this to get part of the gang stalking too? That Mr. John is this a gang stalking tactic for Mr. John to copy off the real boss in order? He would copy off the real boss as a way to perping me. Usually, I thought that the gang stalkers would imitate or try to perp me. And so y'all notice Miss Brenda was wearing a pink jacket. Like I have a little pink little sweater. It's like a pinkish purple, but more pink. But here, Miss Brenda was wearing a doggone pink jacket today. You know, but Miss Brenda acted like she was trying to frighten and intimidate me today. So you got your damn wish. And as I said, like Miss Brenda can try to, tell me how to do my job or tell me what to do. and she'll get real defensive if I throw back in her face. Well, they say you don't work so good, so how you gonna try to tell me how to do my job? Oh, I do my job. Well, with my own eyes, I saw Miss Brenda would take the toilet brush and just scrub a little bit and scrub for a couple of seconds, and then she would scrub for a couple of seconds and then leave and say that, oh wow, they distracted me. No way can I didn't even track how long they were making those sirens. But Miss Brenda was sitting there, she would take the toilet brush and scrub the inside, and then say, okay, it's done. But I heard a lot of people got complaints about her. But so how is Miss Pam? See, they should have been gone, passed by and gone by now. Why is that noise lingering? From a distance, it sounds kind of like a band playing plus paramedics, or like fire. No, not paramedics, but fire alarm. I mean, I'm sorry, a fire truck. But wow, what the hell is going on? So earlier today, I received like about 6 gift cards ranging between $10 and $30 each. Like, and so now um I have less than enough money to do another week here, which means I'm gonna have to be back on the streets by Friday. I would have to be back on the streets by Friday. And what else? I hear people talking near my room. I have to be back on the streets by Friday, and then have to gather all my stuff and take it back to the storage unit, and then go be prepared to be back on the fucking streets, because I know ain't nobody really gonna help me, you know. And then the weather's colder, the temperature's colder. Back to being harassed and abused by Alex Dupree and all them. So I don't know if I mean, the narcissistic gang stalkers probably snickering and then talking about Candy burned her. They're probably laughing, being like, "This is another example of why Candy burns her bridges everywhere she goes and doesn't laugh. Doesn't last anywhere." Ha ha ha. But just in perfect timing, right after I got home from the job this afternoon, and there was a YouTube video in my feed that was talking about workplace bullying, you know, talking about workplace bullying and workplace mobbing and stuff like that. So the gift cards that I have are for a couple of restaurants nearby, but I don't know if I could always come back to this city and use them. But I don't know. I guess it would be kind of inconvenient, but I don't know. So I'm torn between having to use them up by Friday, or I don't know what to do with the food that's left in the I have in the refrigerator, and a little bit of food in the freezer. I would hate to have to throw that away, throw the food away, because I mean, even if I were to have enough money to do another week here, in which I kind of close but not quite, um, then I wouldn't have any money to leave here and travel back to my storage unit and put all my stuff up. So I would hate to have to throw away the food from the money that I work for, throw away the food that's in the refrigerator, in the refrigerator and in the freezer, you know, and then end up back to square one, back on the streets. I mean, no way in hell could I find another job like tomorrow, between tomorrow and Friday, and get paid pretty soon. I don't think so. I don't know if anybody moved in next door or that people from next door, if they had TV on or what's going on. But so Miss Pam was trying to tell me that there are consequences for your actions, more like victim blaming, you know, and telling me that there are consequences for your actions, and that Miss Brenda and them got mad at me because I got mad and left. And she tried to make like, oh, think about what you did or whatever. And so then um yeah, I really do think that somebody is next door and I can hear their TV. I mean, it ain't too loud, but it's a little bothersome. Yeah, it's starting to get louder and more bothersome. Dumb idiots. Hold on, let me put my earbuds in. I really hate these brainwashed, stupid generation. So, but Miss Brenda doesn't do her job well. So, if the fact that she don't do her job well, and they actually, that's the reason why Miss Creola is there to help Miss Brenda. And um, so Miss Brenda waited until after 7:30 on Friday to ask me what all I had done. You know, as far as cleaning the classrooms and the bathroom and stuff. And so she didn't seem like she was mad at me on Friday. But then yesterday she acted like, she started to act a certain kind of different. But she lied when she said she wasn't mad at me at all. But she been giving me like this mean look in the eye ever since yesterday, like she really like piercingly fucking hated my guts. So Miss Pam, I remember I told y'all earlier she did the emoji with the 666 hand sign. And I felt like I did not want to believe or realize that I mean I didn't want to believe that Mr. Verdi was, saying like he's a perp too, but he was the first one that I saw wear the black and red plaid. And then yesterday was the first time I noticed him doing that those hand signs. Like the 666 hand sign and the devil horns hand sign. And Miss Pam, I've seen her throwing up those signs too. But I'm supposed to keep quiet if a person said that they want to help me out or do things for me. I'm supposed to like not talk about it. So it's like, and then that tranny guy, Mackenzie, he throws up those signs too, you know, but he's like a devil worshipping witch. I mean, or warlock, wanting to be a female, but he still acts masculine and do masculine jobs and masculine things, but he just wears his hair long like a female. He doesn't even act feminine, but he wants to, change his identity to a female. And then Miss Pam would narcissistically and self-righteously refer to Mackenzie as the gender that he wants to be called. Like, you want to respect the gender that he wants to be called. I ain't going to hell behind calling him a she. You know. So but yeah, Miss Pam was trying to tell me to overlook Miss Brenda coughing on me and stuff. You know. But I mean, I thought I could, like, Miss Pam seemed like she was nice and really no problem, but I thought I could confide in her with telling her about the online gang stalking. Well, I didn't mention gang stalk. Well, I did another time, a separate time, mention about gang stalking to her, but I told her about, being bullied online, and all she did was try to condemn me and say, that's why I did like a rant, being angry, and, when she tried to make it like as if I deserved to be cyberbullied for quote unquote putting my business out there or telling all my business. But, you know, but it's like that made me angry. And then she started to act a certain kind of different. And then I realized a day or two later was when they put me with the middle school. So, and then my hours have been, reduced from like 40, between 40 and like I was getting like a, a little bit overtime plus working on Saturdays and working 6 days a week. And that was wearing me out. But I was getting a little more money and almost comfortable enough that I thought I could get a permanent place to live or a car. And I didn't expect to stay at this motel for as long as I did. But I'm glad and thankful to be off the streets. But as I said, no way in hell could I get, especially waiting around for somebody to hire me and get a job. No way can I get paid like the next day or two. So I'm wondering, what could I do online? Even though I don't have that much skills, but what could I do online that I can get paid like right now? But I mean, a few little gigs that I can get paid right now. Do something and get paid right now. You know, so it's like Miss Brenda, I guess she can drive pretty well if she ain't that unstable or disabled. But she acted like she knew what the hell she was doing, acting off on me today. And that reminded me of the foster care abuse, you know, making it like as if I'm starting notorious for starting my shit. All I did was ask her why did she have to say it like that, because she told me with an attitude, we could use a little help, and it's like, why you had to say it like that? So, they didn't even start yet, but Miss Creola was still sitting down when Miss Brenda told me, And I was trying to figure out what's the balance on these new little gift cards that were given to me. I'm not gonna say the places where, but I got like two Walmart gift cards and two fast food like one Walmart gift card was let's see, one was $10 and another one was $15, and one fast food place was 15 and another one was I think they were both $15, and then a $15 Winn Dixie card, and then a restaurant of 30 plus $40 cash. But let's see, I think I got $208 today from yesterday, and then tomorrow I might have like another probably like $20 from working today. Tomorrow I might have like $20, and then I think I have like $65 in cash that I already had. I can't even calculate that right now, but that's still like not enough money for me to do another week here, you know. And I thought in my temporary fundraiser, I thought I did mention workplace mobbing. I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. That they're trying to drive me, and they did. Now they succeeded at running me off the job, you know. And I just, and I know that they were trying to push me to stick around a little longer, but I felt like maybe I should have quit Friday. But then if I didn't quit Friday, if I didn't come back to, come today, then I wouldn't have got those little, but the small amounts, little gift cards that it's supposed to be a Christmas gift. So thanks to, and I really appreciate that help. So, yeah, I didn't want to name the restaurant. It's easy to, because I can pick out my own stuff at Winn Dixie or Walmart, but the restaurants, they probably would have things prepared to perk me. So that's why I didn't try to say, which little restaurants or eatery places to eat at, but they probably would perk me anyway. And then people think that just because somebody gave me a gift card or somebody paid for my food or whatever, people were making like as if um they were making like as if I deserve to have that happen to me, because they're making like, oh well, it's okay for them to perk me with the food because, well, somebody gave you a gift card anyway and you didn't pay for it out of your own money, so therefore you should shut up and stop complaining and be happy you got something for free. That's their mentality. But even I've gotten perked with food, that I paid for with my work money. It happened. When was that? Yeah, last week. Um, David's Catfish House. And I'm fucking, like, I was really surprised. And then the whole entire meal I thought was nasty. But the first time or two, I thought the food was good. I never been there in person, but I ordered, through DoorDash. So, if everybody said that they didn't like me because I work so well and everything like that. But it's like a lot of improper communication. Like Mr. Verdi didn't tell me directly that, well, hey Candy, you might want to do better with the mirrors or something. But I overheard him talking with that other temp who was a perp named Veronica. Um, that he was laughing at talking to her and laughing and saying, "Ha ha, Candy." He said that I do a good job and very detailed with my work, but he laughed about me not cleaning the mirrors that good or something like that. So well, I can only reach so high, so but at the beginning of when I started the job, I when I started the job, basically nobody really told me how to do this or how to do that or where is what building. I had to figure out everything on my own, or I had to figure out what keys go to which key to use to open this door or that door, or which key to open up the paper towel dispensers or the toilet paper dispensers or the soap dispensers, or how to change it out. And I got frustrated not knowing how to do it properly or couldn't figure it out. And I mean, the idea of me getting frustrated at shitty toilet water splashing on me, or mop water splashing in my hair, or shitty toilet water splashing on my lip or something like that. It's like, damn. So it's like that narcissistic gay guy Michael, that gay weirdo Michael from Seville Quarter. He was like the substitute immediate supervisor, and he mostly told me step by step how to do the job, but he was like narcissistic and controlling with it, and had like some unrealistic expectations of me, and then falsely accused me of making excuses and stuff like that, and trying to make it like I won't get very far in life. But it's like, why should he care about how I do a certain job when you're just there for a couple of days? You're not the long term supervisor. So Mr. Darrell at the Seville Quarter, you know, uh, and Mr. Cliff and all them, they didn't have really any complaints, unless there was a day that Mr. Steven would lie on me and say I didn't clean the bathroom, and they would take his word for it. That one time that happened. So, but usually I have been pretty good with doing my work, and even at Seville Quarter, they would say, "Candy, you be having them bathrooms looking and smelling beautiful." So, I mean, but I still don't like this job. Made my OCD worse, and you know, um, but I'm sad, really sad about because I gotten into the routine and gotten accustomed and used to that routine, and now have to change my routine and can't be in comfort no more. Gotta be cold on the streets with nowhere to go to the bathroom, nowhere. I mean, getting treated with discrimination in almost all those places downtown being banned, and then dealing with harassment and abuse from Alex Dupree again. And it seems like as if Mr. John was the substitute Alex Dupree of Gulf Breeze. Because Alex, I mean, other than him harassing me online a time or two, since I got this job, I have not seen Alex in person, since then. Because Alex usually leaves me alone when I'm staying in a hotel or a motel. But if I'm living out on the streets, or if I'm riding those dirty buses in which I can't ride them no more, that's when I get the harassment from Alex Dupree, you know. But I mean, when I saw a video, they said that today, like that video said that when you're experiencing workplace mobbing, you're advised to leave, leave the job. But I felt like I couldn't afford to, and that's why I kept tight-lipped, because it's like, you know, me, I mean, I didn't want to end up back on the streets again, you know. But it's like enough is enough, and I'm fed up and tired of biting my tongue, and gotta break my silence on what's going on, And I felt like I wanted to believe that Mr. Verdi was cool, you know, and I was like, damn, you one of them too? So it's like at the middle school, the police officer, I don't know his name, but I've seen him, like the school police officer, like throwing up those demonic hand signs, you know, because we kind of get ready when the kids are at lunch, and we sit we sit down for a while, and then after kids are done eating, then the cafeteria ladies clean off the table, and then we move the table, and then we dust mop the floors, and then move the tables around, and then the men put the tables down, you know. But I'm just like in disbelief about Miss Brenda, you know, and so I pretty much, a lot of the stuff that I've been tight-lipped about, I just freaking, made those videos public, and just like airing out every doggone thing, tired of being scared and suppressing myself, and then dealing with fake narcissistic control freak, fake TI perps and everything like that. And I'm supposed to be quiet because then they'll feel like, oh, there go Candy sowing discord amongst the brethren, or Candy's caught being divisive or causing division, or Candy's being a troublemaker and stuff like that. And then they try to justify, oh, that's why nobody want to help you. Yeah, because sellouts look out for sellouts. Narcs look out for narcs. So I'm saying Mr. John, he needs to not freaking complain about financially struggling or anything like that. Or anybody else. Y'all got perp money on the side. Y'all making money off of me. So I don't even know if they moved me over to the middle school as a stage setup to get Mr. John to watch me and be perping me and shit. If this probably was, and then while making it like, oh, you're such a great worker and we love you and this and that, whatever, and probably behind closed doors, conspiring. As I said, it seemed like it was too good to be true, that if they act like they loved me so much and thought I was worked so good, and then they make like as if they're hell bent on having their mind made up to defend and believe and agree with everything Mr. John says and everything. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm just, this is my third job this year. Sky Zone was the first this year, and the first job that I've had like in over a year, because ABM was the last job I had in 2019. And then before that, it was the fake dirty YMCA and stuff like that when I got here to Pensacola. And then, due to COVID, I couldn't really find any employment in 2020. And that's one of the reasons why I had to go fund me up. So if they say that they can't afford to lose workers, but it's not that a person is lazy and don't want to work, and then they end up homeless. They people like, oh, you see them homeless people out there? Yeah, they're lazy and don't want to work. They don't want to go to get a job. No, we don't. We just don't want to deal with dealing with abuse on a job. They have a book somebody published. A book somebody published called I think it's called Snakes in Suits. Oh shucks. Wait a minute. I mistakenly thought it was 7:13. It was 6:13 then. Wow, I keep forgetting that my computer is an hour faster than my phone. So it was 6:13 when the video started, not 7:13. It's 7:13 now. And now my phone is saying 7:13, which is the right time, but the computer is saying 8:14, and the computer won't let me change the time. It's like a refurbished computer. Let me see about this job. Hold up. This Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me switch to gotta switch to my phone data, in which I have 19 days left, and I already used 22.43 gigabytes out of 34 because I've been having a lot to film. I mean, a lot to record here. Wow. So yeah, it's like people are saying, "Don't bite your tongue when speaking out against evil." So then people are gonna frown upon me for begging and panhandling and asking for help and asking for money and stuff like that. Let me see. Yeah, and then I hear about certain jobs and corporations, like certain corporate jobs and certain jobs act cult like too. I heard about that too. And I've also researched and studied about that back then too. Let's see. Okay. So a book called Snakes in Suits. When psychopaths go to work. It's a 2006 nonfiction book by industrial psychologist Paul Babiak. I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. And criminal psychologist Robert D. Hare, Hare. So yeah, snakes in suits when psychopaths go to work. So this is what we're dealing with. And then there's another book called Corporate Psychopaths. Yeah, so snakes in suits. Yeah, this is real. Like everybody that's a narcissistic abuser, they all refer to as snakes because they're like, quote unquote, some people will say reptilian because they sold their soul, reptilian and demonic. So, yeah, I was thinking about. I never read this book, but I would like to read it. The Snakes in Suits ebook. So, and I know the perps will try to make it like the online perps will try to make it like I have nerve or I better not try to ask for help or ask for nothing. That I deserve to be punished with just suffering. You know, and it looks bad on me, the idea of being forced to compromise just to survive, because if I would have been like super outspoken, I wouldn't have lasted this long. You see, I didn't even last a week at Sky Zone. I mean, I was forbidden and not allowed to expose or talk about workplace mobbing with a 20-year-old kid thinking that he can disrespect and boss me around, thinking he could order me around and tell me what to do. So, and a 20-year-old kid, I'm old enough to be your mother, and you think you can talk to me like as if I'm too stupid to know left from right, or treat me like I don't have common sense. But I know everybody will switch everything around and try to make Miss Brenda and Mr. John look innocent and make it like as if I'm the one who's bullying them. or that I'm the one who's jealous of them, or I have a problem, or I'm the one who has a problem with them, you know. So they got some more stuff that I need to talk about, but I'm going to put it on hold for another time, because I really don't want to jeopardize my life or anybody else's life, but it's like really insane that when I first started the job at the high school, you know, when I first started at the high school, at Gulf Breeze High School, then I started working at Gulf Breeze Middle School. You gang stalkers know where I was working at anyway. You know, that the gang stalkers, especially when I would be walking with Miss Pam, she supposedly retired. Yesterday was her last day, and today she was supposed to have surgery. So I'm pretty much at this moment feel like I'm more mad at her than anybody else right now. Telling me about consequences. But what if people got mad at Miss Brenda? I heard that the teachers and everybody got complaints about her all the time, but yet they still keep her. You know, but I don't understand how they made it like as if they. I mean, Amy did not tell me the idea of me having 371 hours of work, and they were pushy about getting me to apply at ABM. you know, they wanted to get me to apply at ABM, and then now I got a rejection letter today. You know, and so because I was hesitant and said that I don't even want to work for back for ABM again. So damn, I mean I don't even know what I can do. Like what little gigs I can do online or something I can do that I can make my own little money here and there and like save me from being back on the streets again. Because the money I have now, I have no choice but to go back on the streets and be back to square one. And then everybody downtown is going to wonder what happened to my job and why am I back homeless again? Because they don't understand that community harassment and gang stalking. I think Mr. John was planted there, to bully me off the job and make me back to square one. Because I'm going to say it again. Remember, I told y'all about him perping me. He was perping me with the talk about homeless people and about Building 9 being haunted and everything. So, I don't even know. Like, and then the idea of me being scared about if they try to make like disciplinary action is to be taken against me for, speaking out against what I'm going through. And the online perps, they're so evil. They don't care. They don't even have the authority to do it. They don't have the authority or the right to be stalking and harassing me online and think they got the authority to call up the hotel or call up the motel or call up places of business or call up my job and tell them slander me and show them, and then they make it like because they stepped back and left me alone for a while that I'm supposed to be quiet and that I'm not allowed to speak out against what they're doing, and then they keep harassing and stalking and following me online and then making like as if Candy is a sick crazy person because my name is always in her mouth. That's how they try to make it like. So I know I need to stick to God. I mean, I have, been trying to get closer to God and, trying to just not fear evil, not fear these evil people, fear these demonic satanic snakes, fear of what they're going to do to me. Because this is just man's law that you're supposed to do this and do that or whatever. Like, I felt kind of embarrassed or humiliated to be a targeted individual and working in a school place. And then the online perps are trying to say you shouldn't be working around children, like harassing me, saying you don't have the mentality to work around children and stuff. I'm like, the kids be gone. It's like at the beginning they're there, but we don't really interact with the kids. We're off to the in the office, and then they get up and leave, and then we clean up after them. So we don't even really much interact with the kids that much. Maybe very little. Like, if I'm going to my workstation, I might pass a kid or two or three and be like, well, hi. Or some of the kids, the teachers, the parents, some of the kids, the parents, you, you know, some of the kids, their parents or teachers or staff there, so some of them might linger around, but as I said, some of the parents who pick up their kids participate in gang stalking me, you know, while they're picking up their kids. Like there was one today, that creamy pearly white Chevy Tahoe, I think it was, pick up the kids and then have drive with one headlight. So, I shouldn't have to be punished or suffer consequences for finally speaking out against what I've been going through, you know, and I'm just tired of holding everything in. And people need to know about this gang stalking rather than the idea of me feeling too embarrassed to even talk about, gang stalking to people. They got too many demonic sellouts. Almost every fucking body. Like, damn, you too. Damn, you too. Damn, you too. Like, every damn body. But then there's a few who ain't in on it. Who do want to see you, you know, flourish. Who do want to see better for you. You know. So that's how, I guess how it was like that at Seville Quarter also, of me biting my tongue and staying tight-lipped on everything, and um at and me hiding where I would take a shower at, and then hiding where I work at or take a shower at, and then I mean, just to try to for me to try to have a little more of my own money rather than having to depend on others or be a panhandler or a beggar or asking anybody for money. I fought to go get my own job, and kept fighting until I succeeded. And then, Star Bricker, the gang stalker, yeah, she figured that because she backed off from her perping and harassing me for a long time, that I'm supposed to stay quiet. So, her and Jessica, that J Demon Rotten Shit perp, and all them online perps and stuff, my twin sister, all of them, got got no damn remorse, no care about how I'm suffering. So if it weren't for the online perps, if they weren't gonna do me in, here, Mr. John and Miss Brenda did me in. I guess I didn't even need the online perps. I didn't need their help. I mean, their help to get me destroyed, did I? So Mr. John and Miss Brenda and them, they freaking did it alone. You know, so I won't be back. So tomorrow, I probably just get to have one little relaxation day tomorrow. And then Thursday, I gotta go do my laundry and then pack up to get my freaking get an Uber and get all my stuff, and then go to the storage unit and drop off my stuff. But Miss Pam made it like she wanted to do me a favor and help me out and take me downtown, you know, if I needed to go downtown and stuff. And she acted like she wanted to root for me too. But I don't even know if Miss Pam was being two-faced about me. I don't even know, you know. So it's like I feel bad and I'm sorry that things had ended this way, you know, because the online perps were making threats, and even Alex Dupree got online and was making threats to make me back home once again. And Alex was bragging about hitting me with the directed energy weapons. Seems like they left me alone for a while, but then on the right side of my head, right here, that like I was on the campus and they hit me on the right side of my head right here, hit me so hard, you know, and now they hit me right here. But they haven't hit me with the direct energy weapons, and like they kind of backed off with that for a little while, for a couple of weeks. You know, I haven't. I'm thankful and glad. You know, I haven't been dealing with the vibrating or much of nothing for a while. But still, the daily, almost no daily gang stalking. But you know, I remember you know Travis at Seville Quarter treating me like shit. Mr. Doug treating me like shit. You know, at Seville Quarter. And I had the altercation with Roderick. He was kind of like what Mr. John does, you know. And Roderick was trying to make sexual advances at me when he are come to find out he didn't let me know until later on that he had a girlfriend. So it's like they want to say when stuff happens, report it, but and I have reported Travis and stuff. And guess what? Mr. Cliff defended Travis and tried to justify Travis's actions and stuff like that. You know, and it's like if it's 11 o'clock in the morning and it's like at Seville Quarter, they would change their rules every day. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. Roderick and the other guy, they were giving chance after chance. But when I got sick from taking the antibiotics for my teeth hurting, Mr. Cliff threatened to fire me. You know, consider that you have abandoned the job. When I was sick as a dog, and I haven't taken antibiotics in years, but I felt like I shouldn't even taken those antibiotics. But what was I thinking? I wasn't even thinking, oh, I should have used the you know, the bentonite clay or coconut oil to help heal my teeth. So I'm still battling with the abscess in my mouth, you know, but I don't even know if I should fast, do some fasting. I mean, now I guess I don't have enough money to like have a whole bunch of juices and smoothies and stuff, but you know, I'm still trying to battle, you know, and I mean, but I mean, at least I had a roof over my head with this job. But the downside is I didn't have that much freedom or liberty to do what I wanted. But when I was working at Seville Quarter, I was still living on the streets. But I had a little more extra money left over and a little bit more liberty and freedom, you know. But during hard times, I didn't have to ask nobody to stay in a hotel or a motel during bad weather and stuff until after, you know, I had to quit my job. So they want to keep us targeted individuals running so that we can be made to look like, and this is like, you know, the Bible talks about stuff like this, basically that they'll have you running from place to place. You know, we couldn't even stay in the same place, and they want us to be like a wanderer or a nomad so that they can make it like as if we're strange or crazy or something like that, you know. But it's not about, I mean, certain people you see homeless on the streets, it's not that they're lazy or don't want to work or anything like that. It's like they probably were victims of workplace mobbing and workplace bullying or workplace abuse, or something domestic in the home happened with an abusive spouse, and then they end up homeless on the streets and strung out on drugs after the abuse. Like me, I didn't turn to drugs, but me eating ice cream or eating sweets to cope with whatever abuse that I had been going through, especially the online game stalking throughout this year. Feeling super just depressed and angry, about everything going on. And um, so it's like I I was made to look like at Seville Court. I was made to look like a petty little tattletale, and they got disgusted with me and didn't want to hear much of anything I said. And so that's why when I came to this job, I ended up biting my tongue a lot and taking a lot. And even at Seville Court, I was biting my tongue a lot and taking a lot of shit off of people. Why was Travis, he allowed Roderick and them to sit down and eat and talk and be cool with them, but then Travis himself would get mad and force me to go sit in the other room and eat, or he would like it would be 11:30, and I would see Roderick and them eating, and then Travis would be very rude at telling me to come back and eat later. And then Mr. Doug, it wasn't till Mr. Doug started working in the kitchen and he started serving me raw burgers, undercooked burgers to eat. Not completely raw, but it wasn't until after I would bite into like one or two bites and then discover that the burger is all pink and raw in the inside. And then they did that to me for my birthday, as a birthday, when I went to redeem my birthday certificate at Red Robin inside the mall. They did that to me too. And I showed y'all that video. So it's like, well, but I haven't eaten burgers before then. Like for a long time, I stayed away from eating burgers and fries. But at Seville Quarter, all they would have is like pizza, fries. Pizza, like salad, chicken salad, or pizza, or a burger, or chicken tenders basket with fries. Those are the only four options. And so I hear some people treat you like shit if you do janitorial or dishwashing work while everybody else is, I'm wondering, how can people have a car and a job, a car and a place to live, working the same job that I do. And it's like, I tried to see about getting my own place to live in a car. Now I have to be back at square one. I need my own job opportunity. It's like a lot of stuff, like even Mr. Cliff's sister, Miss Wheezy, acting like she didn't want to hear any complaints about what, like she felt like she dreaded any complaints that I had about what would be going on, or stuff that's just unfair or unjust. Unjust or unfair. Dealing with injustice, with workplace bullying and workplace mobbing. And don't get me started at Sky Zone. I heard other people have told me that what happened at Sky Zone was completely and totally illegal, and that I should have been able to get a lawyer. So after I went through with Sky Zone, I'm sitting here, I'm surprised that I still, because I was supposed to work back at the YMCA in May, but then there was supposedly more hours and more money at Seville Quarter. And the same guy who got me the job is the same guy I ended up quitting behind. That Randall Corey Melville motherfucker, who was another narcissistic gang stalker, who he thought he was my handler or thought he was my overseer. Go fuck yourself, Corey. So I dealt with a lot of mobbing and harassment at the YMCA, even when I, being a member there, and Jasmine, she had my back at the time, but I don't even know if they brainwashed her or if her opinion had changed on me. She really was looking out for me and helping me out, and then I do not know if they changed her opinion about me, but I wouldn't be surprised. So, I'm on a computer right now, because see, at this moment it's be 7:38, 7:39. I would be just about done cleaning the boys' locker room right now if I still was working today, and it'd be strolling my cart to the band room, and then dealing with the band room. I mean, dealing with the people gang stalking me while I'm trying to walk towards the band room. So I had to find all these buildings on my own. Nobody really showed me where they were. They gave me a map and I was just like dumbfounded and trying to figure out, where to go, So, and then before I go, I want to say that narcissistic abusers always throw in your face about how this and that is everywhere you go. But just because evil is everywhere we go doesn't mean we have to tolerate it, do we? Or that doesn't mean we have to put up with it, do we? Hell, I'm supposed to tolerate evil, experiencing evil, but y'all don't have to tolerate me exposing it and speaking out against it and fighting against it. But then y'all the main ones who call me a weak ass punk and tell me I better stop being scared and I need to stand up and fight. So, people try to make like, oh, there's going to be people you don't like everywhere you go. No, it's deeper than that. Mr. John is a whole fucking gang stalker. If I got a demon in the flesh, you ain't going to like that person. You are not going to like that person. And it's just fucked up and corrupt how everything is. Just because I'm a temp worker does not mean that that y'all act like y'all can't reprimand Mr. John. No, instead they promoted him for 50 cents an hour more. I wouldn't want that position, for just 50 cents more. And then you get all arrogant and big-headed. Mr. Lonnie himself, if he's over Mr. Verdi, who's over us, I don't even think Mr. Lonnie let his position get to his head. But Mr. John and that trans Kenzie motherfucker, the transgender Mackenzie, they freaking let their so-called position as lead get to their head, and they get paid only 50 cents more than we do. But then at one point, Trey and I think it was Trey or Amy, one of them, at the temp service, they were telling me that Mr. Lonnie was getting ready to put me in Miss Pam's position. Well, they didn't talk to, well, I mean, Mr. Lonnie didn't tell me what his plans were at all, really. So I don't even know if they were just talking shit and lying and just trying to make me feel the illusion of being built up just to set me up to fall again. I don't know. So I'm just letting it out about the fake TI perps and so-called targets who were giving me a problem also, me just trying to stay quiet. And I mean, but all the stuff like was certain things been said to me that's freaking been bothering me, and then I don't want to be feuding online again with other targets. Damn, So, thanks for listening to me for an hour and a half, just about. And so I don't know if I'll do a video tonight, but I don't know. I'm hoping I can be saved from the doggone streets, saved from the streets, and I mean, I got my temporary, little fundraiser. I mean, and that's why we targeted individuals if we can't last long anywhere. That's why we try to put up whatever GoFundMe or because if we're gang stalked and blacklisted, and forced to take jobs way lower than what degree you have and everything, and then they want you to just suck it up and wash the dishes and swallow your pride. Well, motherfucker, you can have this high position. You never got paid. You never had a dishwashing paying job, so you can put your degree to use. But I can't put mine to use because I haven't sold out like you did. I didn't sell my soul to the devil like you did. So I'm gonna see y'all later. I don't know what I think I know what I'm gonna eat tonight. So I'll see y'all.